I'm Kate, and this is usually my booktube, but today it's Shadowhunters Aftershow for episode 4 of Shadowhunters. Now, we have a lot to talk about today because this is the episode where Malik meets, and I can't describe how much I love Malik. So, let's just get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my list called Rebecca's List, because my best friend is always sending me lists of what she thought was awesome about an episode and bad, and I have to use them because they're more thorough than any list I'd ever make, and I have to, of course, give her credit for where credit is due because, she's awesome. So here is Rebecca's List. Let's start with the pros. The pretty boy scene. Oh my gosh, I love that scene so much, because you kind of wonder how they're going to take things from the book and put them in the TV show, and it was such a cute version of that scene in the book. And it is the only good scene of the movie, so, if they not had that, then people could go, well, the movie was better because they had that scene with Malik. Well, they had one scene with Malik. Our show has the same scene and so many more in one episode. My life is so complete right now. Okay. Then she wrote anything Malik. Again, Malik is life. Okay. Next thing, the fight scene. The fight scene was sick. Oh my gosh. Now, of course, I want to talk about Malik again because the scene where Alex shoots the guy who was just about to hurt them, and Magnus sees him, he's like, who's that? And I'm like, it's Julius! Oh my gosh! This is gonna be a lot of coherent talking. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it! Oh my gosh. Okay. And then, of course, Jace is awesome, and Clary is, oh my gosh, Clary, when she was killing that demon, I was like, you finally got something right, Clary. Good job. Though I kind of was sad that she killed the greater demon, because, really, Clary? You need to have that demon alive so you can remember things. But I guess that's not happening, so whatever. Okay, then it was written that Jace was awesome, which is true. He was awesome. The whole, everything about Jace was pretty good in this episode. He didn't annoy me much. No, I think he finally didn't annoy me in this episode. It's pretty good. And then, Clary's side dress. Again, a detail from the book that has made its way into the TV show. It was perfect. It's basically exactly what you would have thought, because literally that dress was way too short. Barely covered anything. Which is exactly what it said it did in the book, so good job. Okay, then, of course, the last pro is Magnus slept with Michelangelo. Oh my gosh, when he said that, my life was set. I was like, oh, my baby. And the way he said it, he was trying to flirt, yeah, I'm gay, Alec. Look at me. And Alec was like, I don't know. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was so happy. Oh my gosh. Okay, cons. Okay, so she wrote the necklace storyline, because in the storyline, he did not give it to Camille, he gave it to Will. But if I remember right, didn't he give it to Camille, and then Camille gave it back, and then he gave it to Will? Which would explain how the Shadowhunters had it. So I'm not sure if they actually had the storyline wrong, they just left out a few details. Which reminds me, while we're talking about Will, did anyone else hear where he talking about Tessa real quick? And I was like, Tessa! Oh my gosh, Tessa, that was foreshadowing. I love foreshadowing so much. My life is, I have to stop saying my life is complete, but it is! It is! And then, okay, so then, another con, Clary screaming. Yeah, come on, Clary, you're getting a little annoying. Can't you be a little tougher? I mean, I know that what you're being through is really dramatic, but it's overdoing it. No one cries that much. Really? No. Please stop. Please stop. Okay. And then last one. What the hell, Sorry. What the hell, Alec? Like, seriously. If you just kept holding Jace's hand, they would have got the memories back and everything would have been okay. But you had to freak out. Like, shouldn't you already know you're gay and that you're in love with Jace? Was it really that surprising? He had to completely freak out. He had a gay freak out. Like, totally. I was like, oh, come on. Come on, Alec. What did you think? Did you think you were in love with Clary? Because that's obviously not it. I know that people ship them, but, like, they shouldn't. No. Never. No. So that was bad. My friend said that she actually felt, like, mutually sad for him, like, responsible, because, you know, Malik fans, you feel so close to a character, she was like, I feel like I have to say sorry to, like, them, because, like, my Alec did that. Like, oh, Becca. I felt the exact same way. Okay, now, that was the it of Rebecca's list. Tell in the comments how amazing you think Rebecca is, because she's better at this than I am. And then, my pros. So, they used my favorite quote. Well, not my favorite quote, but one of my favorite quotes that Magnus says, like, right from the book. When they said it, I was like, I know that quote. I know that quote. I used it in a Shadowhunters skit that I never ended up videoing. Like, oh my gosh. They used my quote where Jace is laying on the floor, and Magnus is just like, I don't know, does he normally lay on the floor like that, not moving? It's like, that's my quote. That's my quote. I was so happy. And then, okay, my next one is Magnus's backstory. I had so much fun getting to see Magnus Dane in all those funny old outfits. Like, that was fun. I loved it. It was definitely a highlight to me. I mean, anything with Magnus or Alec was a highlight. It just was. And then when Magnus was talking, and he was all like, I was here when the Dead Sea was just a puddle with a slate like ache or something. And I was like, oh my gosh. You're killing me. That line was too perfect. Everything that was Magnus based in this episode was perfect. And then next thing, Jace's reaction. Like, whenever Jace had to make a reaction, it was on point. When Magnus called Alec the pretty boy, Jace's reaction was perfect. And when Jace saw his own face when Alec's memory of someone he loves the most showed up, and it was Jace, I was like, it was so perfect. He looked like outraged. Like, what the hell, Alec? How am I the person you love the most? Your sister's right over there. And I was like, yeah, you got that facial right on point. Like, I was so happy right there. Okay, last one. And this is the one that really confused me, but I didn't really have space to put on different things, so I put on my pros list. Warlock's child. Like, what? So, there are a few possibilities for this. So, either she was adopted by her father, and she's actually, you know, just a normal warlock, or they changed what it means to be a warlock in the show. They changed the whole warlocks being infertile thing, which means that, you know, like, if in the future I know Malik adopts in the books, but I don't know, it makes me more hopeful if that's the case. And either way, she was so cute, like yelling father to a warlock. I'm like, I want to know, like, why they did that, because they put her in there for a reason, I'm sure of that. But it was great. Now, since I've been talking about Malik so much, and I completely forgot that Simon was even in this episode, but I love him anyway, let's talk about him a little bit. I'm really excited. It looks like they might be taking all the scenes from book 1 and the beginning of book 2 and putting them together, because he was standing right in front of Hotel de Mar. And you know what? How he becomes a vampire? He walks into Hotel de Mar because it's pulling at him, and he feels like he has to. But he doesn't do that until the second book. So what if they're bringing Ollie, and he's going to go in now, and I'm going to be like, Oh, I kind of want him to become a vampire already because, like, I love him. But I love him as a vampire more. He's like the only lovable vampire in the entire series. He's so awesome. Like, I'm excited. And now, like, anything else I want to talk about? I could talk about Malik more. Okay, so I want in the comments, anybody who watches the video, tell me what their favorite Malik scene was. And if they have a scene that they love that wasn't Malik involved, tell me too. Though I definitely prefer if it's a Malik scene because then I get to geek out with you. And, I mean, none of the other couples had, like, big scenes. I mean, Clay's hasn't had a big scene yet in this episode. They've had big scenes in other episodes. So, I mean, if there's a scene from any of them they like talk about, sure. Oh, and I remembered one more thing I want to talk about. The whole Malik meeting scene that we got to see in the promos and I've been freaking out about for like 6 months. Yeah. That was great. I was like, oh, so they meet. I wonder how this, like, happens. Like, why are they here at this moment, whatever, you know? And they're in the middle of a fight, and they just stop fighting, and they're just like, I don't know your name yet. And he's like, Alec. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. And it was so funny, too, because they're like, oh, maybe we should join the fight. And I was like, that was so cute. And then Magnus was blatantly floating. It was so cute. And Alec was trying to hide the fact that he's gay, and Magnus was like, it's okay. And he's like, what? And he's like, it's okay. It's okay. And Alec's probably thinking, how do you know? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this episode. My favorite episode so far, though I knew it was gonna be. Now I can't wait for episode 6. Because I know episode 6 is the episode where they finally go on a date. And it's Malik. I can't wait any longer. I am gonna be freaking out about this for weeks to come. And I just had to get all of my emotions out here. So basically, you guys are my therapist. This camera is my therapist. I am so happy I can talk to you. Okay, so comment, like, please don't dislike, because, you know, don't dislike Malik, ever, please. They're perfect. And I'll see you later.